Sometimes you just need to chill the out. And you know what you can do with that? And you know what you can do about that? Well, you can at least get some stuff that smells pretty good. How about that? Healing herbs for anxiety. Yes, of course. Because, you know what? You could just waste all of your time in anticipation of what can happen. Otherwise, you can just, just try to set yourself up as best you can in order to make the most of the things to come. So worry about what's going to happen or take responsibility and overcome future obstacles. You can do whatever you like, but long and short of it is you can make it smell good. Anxiety is a natural and normal response to danger and challenging situations most of the time. Our ability to feel anxious helps us to react and prepare for life events. It's perfectly normal, for example, to feel concerned. Thanks for scrolling down. That's weird. Now that winter is coming. Okay. We need to put on new snow tires for the car, save some, whatever. Okay. Surprisingly, anxiety disorders are the most common form of mental disorder. Yeah, because people are really bad at managing their present and they always continue to push stuff off into the future, but a different story for a different time. So, anxiety is different from fear. While fear is an appropriate short-lived response to the unidentifiable threat, anxiety is the often future-orientated worry based on a less demonstrable threat. Okay, cool. So if you know what you're concerned about, that's fear. If you don't know what you're concerned about, that's anxiety. Okay, cool. So we see a differentiation without a distinction. That's very interesting. A person with a diagnosis of an anxiety disorder has anxious feelings with a little provocation almost every day for more than 6 months. That's just, those are just arbitrary boundaries as far as I'm concerned, but I'm no mental health expert. I just deal with things as they come. But hey, tomato, tomato. You do you, I do me. But let's figure out how we can fix this shit. Oh well, I swore. Who cares? Similarly, heart disease, diabetes, thyroid disorders, digestive disorders, as well as other side effects from medication can lead to anxiety that's difficult to control. It's almost like you should probably know what's actually contributing to your anxiety right there. So would that be fear now that you're experiencing it? Because you have underlying health conditions that's causing this response. No? Oh, okay. Many factors beyond our control can trigger anxiety, such as grief or trauma. Many factors beyond your control, and then you list the 2 different emotions. Okay, I didn't think that this would be a review of mental disorders or not, but okay, cool. You get a little bit of sizzle with your steak, I suppose. However, lifestyle factors can control, such as sleep hygiene. Yeah, things that you can actually do. Imagine that, sleep hygiene. So, getting to sleep, okay, sleeping correctly, sleeping on the right surfaces, stuff that we've talked about ad nauseum before. Activity levels and diet play a significant role in how we handle stress and anxiety. Perhaps it goes without saying that a high intake of caffeine, sugar, alcohol, and drugs can exhaust issues with anxiety. Managing an anxiety disorder, all of that fun stuff. An exciting new field of medicine, nutritional psychology, oh great, is exploring how nutrition regulates anxiety disorders by influencing the microbiome and inflammation. That actually sounds pretty interesting. It's almost like stop eating out of bags and boxes. What have I been saying for over a year at this point? In Frontiers of Psychology article, Nutrition as Metabolic Treatment for Anxiety. Researchers at Harvard Medical School reviewed some of the research findings around nutritional interventions to treat people with anxiety disorders. The authors examined nutritional interventions including avoiding artificial sweeteners and gluten, including omega-3 fatty acids and turmeric in the diet. Oh, those are things that you should do. It should have been a hard pause, okay, but whatever. Supplementation with vitamin D and ketogenic diets. Imagine that. Stop eating artificial things, start eating things that look like things that you pull out of the ground and consume that way. Interesting. Do you need a degree in order to figure that stuff out? Okay, in an exciting new field of medicine, nutritional psychology is exploring how much nutrition... Is that just like a repeat? Because that's what that looks like. Yeah, it is. Copy editor at the Epoch Times. I can't just yell and complain about what's going on over at the Daily Mail anymore. We can talk about the Epoch Times now doing the exact same thing. Authors explain that nutrition can either harm or help anxiety disorders by affecting the gut microbiome or microbial ecosystem. That's that word. Regulating inflammation and affecting other biochemical pathways. Sugar, processed vegetable oils, rich in inflammatory omega-6 6 fatty acids, artificial sweeteners, and gluten have a negative effect on anxiety. Whereas omega-3 fatty acids, the good ones, the ones from small fishes, okay, those types of ones. Turmeric, specifically, yes, the ingredient there within curcumin, vitamin D, ketogenic diets, all have therapeutic effects. Wow, imagine that. Beyond nutrition, certain psychological characteristics can also have profound effect on anxiety. The American Psychological Association provides a persuasive argument in the 2019 article, Perseverance Towards Life Goals Can Fend Off Depression, Anxiety, and Panic Disorders. Wow, it's almost like it's not a lifelong death sentence to get diagnosed with depression and anxiety, even panic disorders. It's almost like you can do something to put something in control. So, imagine that. What happened to all the pill pushers that are out there? Anyways, authors of the study used data from 3,294 adults collected 3 times over 18 years from 1995 to 2013. According to the authors, people who showed more goal persistence and optimism during the first assessment in the mid-90s had greater reduction in depression, anxiety, and panic disorders across the 18 years. Wow, personal responsibility leads to less mental conditions. Who could have possibly thought? So let's get to some of these herbs that are out there, because we all know that, guess what, diet and exercise will just lead to a clearer mind. Wow! As with medications prescribed for anxiety, plant-based medications may help with symptoms from anxiety. As accessible as cost-effective tools, certain herbs and spices, me brother, have anxiety and calming effects on the mind and body. What are those? Lavender. I just changed my air freshener in the DKS studios. That's the nicest way to call this little room that I spend all my time in, but I got a new air freshener. It's lavender. I like lavender. Nothing specific about it, nothing for anxiety calming reasons. It was what was cheap on Amazon in a big bulk package or something like that. I got like 18 air fresheners for $36 or something like that. I can't remember. I'm cheap and I like the smell of lavender. Case closed. But I guess it's good for you. The famously aromatic properties of the lavender flowers and foliage are found in 30 Lavender species. Okay. Which there are hundreds of subspecies, hybrids, and cultivars native to the old world. That is the world as people knew it before they discovered the Americas. Lavender was found in dry, sandy hillsides surrounding the Mediterranean Sea and southern Europe, as well as northeastern Africa, Middle East, Southwest Asia, and Southeast India. And a large variety of suitable climates means that by choosing the right species for your own growing zone, you can also enjoy the rewarding, fragrant, woody perennial that thrives in the full sun and is drought tolerant. Okay. Growing evidence supports therapeutic and curative attributes of lavender, namely its sedative, mood stabilizing, and neuroprotective and anticonvulsant effects. Very interesting. Lavender's main beneficial chemical compounds are linalool, that sounds like a made-up internet word, camphor, linaloyl acetate, 1,8-cinyl B-bocamine, okay, and terpene 4-ol. All right, some alcohols and some other stuff as well. Interesting. Okay, people experience specific benefits from lavender that aid in anxiety relief, including lowered heart rate, improved mood, improved sleep quality, breathing regulation, and lowered levels of adrenaline. Lavender helps to control anxiety through the parasympathetic nervous system, which regulates hormones, breathing rhythm, and heart rate. 2013 study titled Lavender in the Nervous System showed lavender to be superior to placebos in 221 patients suffering from anxiety disorders. This patient also experienced associated symptom improvement, including reduced restlessness and higher sleep quality, which positively influences general well-being and quality of life. How do you use lavender? Funny you should ask. Lavender essential oils has multiple uses generally common to essential oils aromatherapy methods. For example, lavender essential oil baths and massage products can induce calm and anxiety relief. If you make a lavender bath salts and you don't want to be gnawing on anybody's faces, mix up 10 drops of lavender essential oils into 2 cups of Epsom salts. Add a half cup to the mix to a relaxing bath. Diffuse lavender essential oils. Bring a state of calm to your surroundings. Capsules of lavender oil and tinctures of concentrated lavender extracts are a convenient way to achieve a daily lavender dose of 80 milligrams. So what? Microdose lavender? Interesting. Chamomile. Yeah, different types of tea, I suppose. Chamomile goes back, yes, the ancient Egypt, Greece, Rome. It's been around for a hot minute. Evidence shows chamomile helps regulate mood, influencing neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and aminobutyric acid. It may also assist in the body's stress response by helping to regulate the hypothalamic, pituitary, adrenal cortical axis. Chamomile's therapeutically interesting active compounds include sesquiterpenes, that's not a word, flavonoids, choramanes, polyacetylines, and 11 bioactive phenolic compounds. Cool, those are words. These include caffeinaic acid, phenylpropanoids, peginians, whatever, a different type of peninigens, 7-O-glucoside, lutein, and lutein 7-O-glucoside, quercetin, and rutin. All right, and norinigan. Cool. How do you use chamomile? Drink it in a friggin' tea. I'm getting tired of this stuff, let's be completely honest. Maybe it's all of those soothing herbs that are in there. I'm just gonna call you Ash. Is a small shrub with yellow flowers native to India and Southeast Asia. How can you help me? A highly researched botanical ash contains about 140 specialized compounds that make up its biological properties with active phytochemicals. Terrific. The aqueous extract of the root is beneficial in reducing stress and anxiety. Okay, boil a tablespoon of dried whole root in 2 cups of water, strain and serve. Cool, great, drink, wonderful, fantastic. Get some powders at health food stores and all that nonsense. Basically, if you want to get over anxiety, here, I'll just wrap it up nicely in a tight little bow. It can even be lavender if you like, or chamomile, or Ashwaghanda. I feel like I'm summoning a demon from India or something stupid like that. But regardless, man, you don't want to suffer from anxiety. It's been studied. Guess what? Take control of your present right now. Stop dealing with the stuff that you're putting off into the future. If you're nervous, if you're anxious about something, just deal with it head on. What's the worst that anything can happen? Somebody says no, somebody turns you down, it doesn't quite work out the way that it does. Guess what? What will happen in the wake of that? You can make the most of it. Guess what? Delaying the inevitable doesn't mean that it won't end up coming. Inevitable is in the name. Deal with it in the now. Take control of your future by making the moves today. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.